The forest was silent, an eerie stillness wrapping around me like a shroud. I stepped cautiously through the underbrush, the air thick with humidity and the faint scent of decay. My heart raced as I approached the clearing, the infamous SCP-046 looming ahead. The badger I had been tracking was nowhere to be found. Its instincts must have warned it off. Maybe mine should have too. As I stepped into the 20-meter clearing, I felt a strange pull. It was a compulsion, almost like a whisper, in the back of my mind, urging me to lie down, to surrender to the embrace of the earth. I shook my head, trying to resist it. I had heard the stories. The people who came here seeking relief from their pain, only to become food for the predatory mass that was SCP-046. But the trees around me appeared to shimmer, their leaves glistening in a way that captivated my gaze. I could see the vines creeping toward me, tendrils reaching out like fingers beckoning me closer. I stumbled back, remembering the warnings of those who had studied this place. SCP-046 was not just a collection of plants. It was a predator, a siren song for the sick and suffering. I glanced around, my pulse quickening as the shadows seemed to deepen. I had come to investigate, but now I felt trapped, like prey, cornered by a hungry beast. I turned to leave when I heard it, a soft rustling, a whisper that was neither wind nor animal. It was the call of SCP-046, a seductive promise of peace and relief from the burdens of life. "No, I can't," I shouted, my voice breaking the silence. I took a step back, but the ground seemed to rise to meet me, pulling me toward SCP-046, as if it were a magnet. My body felt heavy, my willpower faltering. Suddenly, I was struck by a wave of pain, a memory flooding my mind. I remembered my brother, dying of cancer, how he had spoken of this place in his last days, how he believed it could ease his suffering. "It called to me, he had said, eyes glazed over with a mingling of hope and despair. "It's beautiful. It makes the pain go away." I shook my head, trying to banish the thought. No, I was not like him. I had to get away. But the vines were closer now, brushing against my skin, and I felt an overwhelming sense of calm wash over me. My body was betraying me. Another rustle, louder this time, and I turned. A figure emerged from the dense foliage. A man, gaunt and ghostly, his eyes vacant, skin pale like a corpse. He smiled at me, but it was a smile devoid of joy or life. "Join us," he said, his voice a hollow echo. "It's peaceful here. You'll finally be free." "No," I gasped, taking another step back, but my feet felt anchored to the ground. "You don't understand. It's a trap." His smile faltered, and I saw a flicker of recognition cross his face. "I thought the same, but it's not what they say. The pain fades. You just have to give in." Desperation clawed at me as I fought against the invisible chains binding me to the spot. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body was betraying me. The memories of my brother flooded back, the pain of loss mingling with the desire to escape. Suddenly, I felt the ground shift beneath me, the vines wrapping around my ankles, pulling me down. I could hear the sub-hum of SCP-046, a lullaby of decay and promises whispering sweetly in my ear. And then the man stepped forward, his form shimmering like a mirage. "You'll understand soon enough," he said, and with that, he vanished into the underbrush. I was left standing alone, the vines tightening around me, and the last thing I felt was the overwhelming urge to lie down, to give in. But then, a sudden clarity struck me, a desperate thought. I remembered the contingency plan I had been briefed on, the emergency protocol. I reached into my pocket, fingers trembling as I pulled out the small vial. With a surge of adrenaline, I mashed it against the ground, releasing the noxious gas designed to repel SCP-046. The vines recoiled. The whispers turned to angry wails as I staggered back, gasping for breath. The clearing erupted into chaos, the tendrils retreating from the newly formed cloud. I turned and ran, heart pounding, adrenaline surging as I fought against the compulsion. I burst through the tree line, collapsing to the ground outside the perimeter, gasping for air. I was free, but as I looked back, I saw the figures standing at the edge of the clearing, watching me with those hollow eyes. I realized then, with dread pooling in my stomach, that the nightmares weren't yet over. SCP-046 had not just preyed on the weak. It had started a cycle, a chain that would continue to call to the suffering, drawing them in, one by one, forever. I thought I had escaped, but the truth lingered. SCP-046 would never let me go.